That is too close for comfort. Oh boy. That's going to be fun. Fun AF. Hello. Hello and welcome. If you follow the channel, you know that I recently purchased a 1997 W202 Mercedes C280. If you don't follow the channel, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thank you. This beautiful baby Benz I named Betty only had 78,000 miles on it and lived its entire life in Florida, making it a rust-free car. However, it did need some love. So over the past few months, as parts trickled in as they became available, I started knocking things out, making this film not in chronological order, so please bear with me. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get started. Okay, so what we've got some new center caps, trans filter, transpan gasket, and some seals. The fluid is around here somewhere. A brand new condenser, some touch-up paint. I rebuilt the power antenna motor, put a new gear in there, new grommets on the car, so this should slide right up in, bolt up, and be good. We have the interior, some of the plastics, the sunroof vents. I have both of them here. One is missing, the other one is extremely brittle and faded, so we'll be changing those. And then we have the third brake light base and the third brake light itself. This one was a little hard to find, but I got it. I went with the original mushroom color. Don't ask me why they call it that. Also, that was very hard to find was the speaker covers. These are original Mercedes. They don't have the Bose emblem. I might just transplant it from the old ones. But I couldn't find these anywhere. I wound up finding them on eBay. The guy had 2 sets left, and they were about $10, $12 more on eBay than I would have paid at the dealership. So, I mean, that's not too bad. So let's go ahead and start knocking stuff out. Okay, so here's what we're dealing with here. You have a connection that goes right on here with a nut. You have the plug, and you have this guy here, and right there where you see that slot is where you put the bolt in that goes into the antenna bracket itself. So let's try to do that right now. The plug goes on top right here, right there. Oh, you can hear it. Alright, come on, quiet down. Alright, let's get that other connection. And let's try it first. Let's see what we got before we plug that other one in. I might need to remove the amp. Whoops. There. Note to self. Move the amp. You don't have to unplug it or anything. You just simply move it out of the way. And this, oh crap, should become much, much easier immediately. So let's put this here so we don't drop it. Let's guide this right up into the grommet. And then we can see exactly where this needs to go. And I still drop it. Good thing there's really nowhere for it to go. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Here. Oh. Oh, come on, dude. I'm all about safety, but I need to remove the glove for a better feel. There we go. Okay. You bastard. You're getting stuck up there. Now, let's drop this thing in here and see if it'll thread. Oh wow, yeah, it needs to come up a lot. Let's make sure that the plate here is aligned with the body. Okay, and let's see if we can push it up a little bit more without breaking anything. Ah, there you go. Yes, yes, very good. Now I need to hold it with this hand. See if we can get any more. Nah, that's good enough. That's where it was before. Ah, yeah. Oh, shoot. Okay, good. As that goes, I almost forgot about this guy here. I gotta put the nut on for that. Yep, see how much more that's sticking out now? Perfect. On the inside, you've got 8 and 10 millimeters, and here this one is a 14. Now be careful not to over tighten. Or damage anything, he says, as he slightly over tightens. Good thing I have the original, because this is the one that came with the kit, and while tightening it, it snapped. Great. Now I've got to get that one out. Now let's see. Okay, there we go. So I got lucky, and I got a screwdriver that'll fit right in here. Wow, that'll show you that it really, I didn't tighten it much, but cheap is cheap, right? So this is the factory Mercedes one. I'll just put that in there and give it a quarter turn. That's it. Sometimes I forget things. This is supposed to go on after. Don't blame me, it's been a long day. And it's been a month since I took this thing apart. Leave me alone, freaking bees on. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Next, we move on to removing and replacing the condenser. There's a series of body clips to remove the fan covers from the external fans, and then a series of 10 and 12 millimeter bolts, I believe, to remove those fans from the condenser, as well as remove the top portion of the core support. Hello. Don't touch. Don't touch. You can get hurt.
The most complicated cleaning in the house I've ever had to do.
I went ahead and removed the condenser from the box so I can get a picture at what connectors I need to disconnect from the car. I realized that there were two connections to the AC lines on the bottom of the car that was going to require me to lift it up. I then went ahead and continued to unbolt the external fans from the condenser. In the midst of all of this, I wound up running into a bit of trouble making this repair take a little longer than it should have, which I will explain. So it's the next day. I had some family over and I had to stop working on the car and man the grill. So just an FYI, where we left off, I was in the midst of removing the condenser. I would highly advise you pull the radiator while doing this job. Someone said something on one of the forums online about being able to do it with the radiator still in. Maybe they can, maybe you can. I would just recommend pulling the radiator out. Let me show you why. So this is the old condenser, and as you see, you have these two pipes right here with those fittings where the lines go into. Those go down at the very bottom on the driver's side of the car. They go beneath the two radiator hose connections, and let me show you that. So you have, there's the upper radiator hose, and the lower is down there on an angle, and you can see the AC lines directly beneath them. Maybe someone was able to feed those things through. However, with the radiator still connected, I was pretty much stuck. So I went ahead, disconnected the radiator on both the hoses here and the trans lines down here on the other side. There's one, and the other one you can see it down at the bottom. I also took off the fan shroud and of course the external fans just to make it easier. I would recommend, however, don't unplug the radiator or don't disconnect the radiator hoses from the radiator. I would do it up here instead. There's one, and the other one is directly beneath it. Just because reattaching that bottom radiator hose is a little tricky. So, a little while later, I'm almost done, but all the plastics, or majority of them, especially these little clips, the factory ones all snapped and just destroyed because they were brittle. So I have these ones, but for here and here, let me show you, they don't fit because the head is too big. So what I did, I just ground it down. So looks like we need to take off a little bit more. Almost. Let's give it a good tap. Voila. Yeah, it's in solid. All right. Make sure the fans spin freely. Yeah, wait a second. That is close. That is too close for comfort, and that's the power steering coolant hose. Uh-oh. Let me move this over a bit. Okay, that looks much better. Apparently what happened was that this bolt here, the original one, I guess was just old and it stripped. So when I put it back in, it kind of loosened, it popped back out a little bit and shifted everything over, so this was touching. Now that's nice and secure where it should be. Clearance there, clearance here all the way around and all the way up. All right, so let's check it out. Auto, recirc, it's on low. There went the compressor. Car temperature is holding nice. Oh yeah, ice, ice, baby. All right, let's get in here and take a temperature. Let's back it off a little bit. $40 degrees. Let's see that one over there. Okay, I hope that's wrong. 40 degrees seems to be the average. That's cold. That's very cold, and it's nice, but I think I've had enough now. I'm cold. All right, compressor kicked off. I added a couple ounces of oil and the appropriate amount of Freon, and everything seems to be good. Let's go ahead and let me show you the radio. You see how it almost matches? Let me see if I can get... Yeah, if I turn the brightness up a little bit. Yeah, there you go. See, it doesn't dance different colors anymore, and then I was able to change the colors so that it matches. You can still tell it's not period correct, but with all the other things this car has needed, it's nice to save a couple bucks. Power mirrors, they're working. Show you the drivers as well. Yep. Went ahead and taped it up, and just a little touch up. I decided not to respray the whole front bumper because it was literally maybe a ½ centimeter wide spot across the very front where the sun had faded it, so I went ahead and touched it up. Just a little touch-up job, nothing too much. I mean, we have to remember this is not a concours car. It's a nice car, but you know, you have to stop spending money somewhere, otherwise it's never ending. But next is definitely going to be some paint correction. My God, would you look at that. Oh boy. That's going to be fun. Fun AF. Ugh. Well, there it is. Definitely better. Again, not showroom, but much, much better. Now on this corner here, I just wanted to try... what I had heard and seen before, that ceramic coating can actually restore trim. And as you can see, that's a huge difference. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it in this nano bond. Let's see if it'll focus. Come on. Focus, you prick. There we are. Nanobond diamond nano ceramic coating. I've used this before and I had great results. I used it on my Ridgeline when I bought it new. Never wound up filming the whole thing. But yeah, it's good stuff. So let's go ahead and do the rest and see how it turns out. Well, here's the finished product. It's better than it was, but you can see literally the line across from the sun fade. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to respray it just like I did the door moldings. I know they're not perfect, but they came out pretty good. Okay, so earlier we went to pull off the drain plug, and with the first turn of the ratchet it stripped. So we had to get an entirely new pan. So far so good, no leaks, nothing. Here's the old one. Made out of butter. Okay. It's really hot outside today. So excuse me if you see any sweat and grime. So I couldn't find the drain plug, but I could find the whole pan. So I got a new pan. Already had the gasket, already had the filter, already had the correct fluid. Changed everything out. Tightened everything up properly, torqued it down, no leaks. And now we're going to go ahead, we're going to put it in sport, and we're going to go ahead and see how she shifts nice and slowly. But take it easy. This is the maiden voyage since the trans service. So let's see how she does. All right. Okay, already in second. Nice. Already in third. Already in fourth. And there went fifth. That was nice. Nice and smooth. Yeah, wow. It's definitely better. It wasn't bad before, but the first couple of shifts were a little bit delayed and sometimes snappy. Second, third, and fourth. Not bad. Let's turn around here. That's one thing about these cars, they have excellent turning radiuses. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Fifth gear, I don't think it comes in until you hit 40, 45-ish. So yeah, that's not going to happen here. Well, it might happen now. All right, let's try to hit all 5 now. Second, third, fourth, was that fifth? I think it was. Oh shit, I got a brake. So I finally got the other one in by bending it. Yeah, I know. Luckily, these aren't old or used, because then they would just snap. So I literally had to take my thumb. This is, make sure you get them in right. And while I'm bringing it back 2/3 the way down, start from the middle, push in gently. Don't get too vigorous with it. And you have to be very patient. Otherwise you will break these. Okay. There we go. Okay, almost. I hate the sound of it. It sounds like it's breaking. Okay. There you go. Next we have the third brake light mount and the brake light itself, as well as the rear speaker covers. But first, I have to clean up all the broken pieces of plastic. Well, I think that does it for this video. In the next one, we'll go over some of the final finishing details, as well as a good cleanup and a tally of what all this cost me. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.